Hello and welcome to the Breath Space Contemplative Practices. I'm Bradis Lichtenstein. This particular practice, or the mindfulness-based body scan, is one of the many meditations I use with patients and students alike. I invite you to think of these as an exploration, a process of discovery. For our purposes here, consider this as an experiment, a way to turn inward and learn more about yourself. If you have any comments or questions, I would love to hear from you. The mindfulness-based body scan emphasizes self-awareness and attention to the present moment without needing to alter, adjust, or change anything. While the goal is attention without judgment, to begin, find a comfortable position. This could be lying down or sitting up. As John Kabat-Zinn likes to say, find a position in which you can fall awake, not fall asleep. See right now if there's anything you can do to make yourself 5 to 10% more comfortable at this moment. Find a relaxed space, one free from distractions and interferences, and loosen any constrictive clothing. Remember, the goal here is not relaxation. It's being present to what arises without judgment. I will mention various body parts, and when I name these areas, bring gentle attention to those areas and note what you're experiencing. Observe when the mind wants to contract around those sensations. This means we begin to tell a story about the sensations, start to evaluate it, compare it, to judge it. Our focus then becomes about the mental evaluation of the sensations, rather than the attention to the actual sensation itself. Mindful attention to the body is a practice. Notice a tendency to also judge yourself and judge your ability to stay present. Your mind will wander, as we have been trained through the years and years of practice to be distracted. Whenever you notice your mind has wandered, whether telling a story about your sensation or focusing on something other than your body altogether, gently and compassionately bring your focus back to the part of the body I'm mentioning. Let's begin the process. As you settle into your chair, your bed, the floor, your cushion, or mat, take this moment to see if there's any other adjustments you can do to make yourself 5 to 10% more comfortable, and then settle. To begin this process, I will start at the feet. Turn your attention now to your feet. Notice the feet. Without moving or adjusting to create sensation, what can you notice in your feet? In your toes, your heels, your insteps or arches? What do you sense or feel in the feet this very moment, today? Perhaps you feel cold, or pressure, or buzzing. Simply notice and be present with acceptance of what you are experiencing. You might find that there are areas of your feet or other parts of your body where you don't feel anything at all. Simply observe and take note of that. Observe your feet. Moving upward now, direct your attention to your ankles. What is happening in the world of your ankles today? Perhaps you feel the pulse of blood as it moves through your ankles. Perhaps what's most apparent is the bend or stretch of the muscles around your ankle. Notice. What calls for attention? Practice staying present to the sensations and observe the tendency for the mind to wander. When it does, simply invite it back to this moment and to your ankles. You might discover that the sensations change moment to moment. Observe that. Allow each moment to be new, fresh, and unique. Be open and curious as to what's arising in the moment. Now allow your attention to move upward to your calves and shins. What is happening here? Do you feel your clothes touching the skin? Do you feel cold or warmth? Do the muscles feel like they're hanging or pressing into the surface on which you're resting? Watch the desire to make something happen and let the awareness and sensations arise spontaneously. Allow your attention now to move up to your thighs and hamstrings. Perhaps you feel the legs pressing into the surface beneath you, whether a chair, pillow, floor, or bed. If your arms or hands are resting in your lap, can you be aware of your hands from the perspective and vantage point of your thighs? Feel the thighs. Do you feel weight, pressure, density? What is happening in the world of the thighs and hamstrings right now? Drifting upward, allow the attention to rest to the pelvis. Now we get into internal organs as well, and there's ample opportunity for more sensations to arise. What is happening in the pelvis right now? Perhaps your attention is drawn to the tilt and orientation of the pelvis. Perhaps you feel tightness or heaviness in the buttocks and groin. Perhaps you are aware of internal organs, the bladder, the colon, the sexual organs. What are you feeling and noticing right now? Directing your attention upward, observe the world of the waist, and that includes the belly, the low back, and the sides of the waist. What do you experience here? Perhaps you feel the breath moving the body, breath by breath, moment to moment. Can you observe how each moment, each breath is different? How each moment the sensations in your waist, low back, and belly change? Perhaps you're aware of sensations in the digestive tract, sensations of fullness, hunger, pressure, or emptiness. Simply observe. Let your mind be absorbed by the sensations. When the mind wanders, gently and compassionately bring it back to this moment, the sensations in this area. Notice the belly, the back, the waist. Continuing upward, note and observe what is happening in the world of your upper torso, the chest, the sides of the rib cage, the armpits, the upper back, and the space between the shoulder blades, including the shoulder blades. What calls for attention? What sensations are present? Perhaps you feel the heart beating moment to moment. Or perhaps your attention is called to the sensations of the rib cage expanding and contracting with each breath. Perhaps this moment you're aware of the sensations in the muscles, such as tension, tightness, or softness. Simply observe without judgment. Now, what is happening in the world of your shoulders? Where are your shoulders in space? I am not asking you to relax them. Simply notice where they are, how they feel. Streaming your attention downward now. What is happening in the upper arms, the biceps and triceps? What do you feel here? The elbow, front, back, sides of the elbow. Take stock of the forearms. What do you observe? How are the wrists today? As you're observing the arms, do you feel muscles? Are you sensing pulsations? Pain, discomfort, spaciousness? What is happening now in the hands, both hands simultaneously? The palms, the back of the hands, the fingers, and the space between the fingers. Observe with compassion. Observe without judgment. Now allow the attention to turn towards your neck and throat, inside and outside. What's happening here? As your attention drifts up to the head, take note of the sensations in the jaw, the lips, the tongue, the muscles all around the jaw. Notice the tendency to want to change something. Simply observe. What is happening in the muscles of the cheeks, the muscles around the eyes, the eyelids? What are you experiencing in your eyes and the eye sockets? What about the space between the eyes, the eyebrows, eyelids, the forehead? Moving back, notice the scalp, all the way down to the neck. Notice the muscles around the ears as well. Now, can you experience and observe the sensations of the head in its entirety? Observe the entire head. Adding to that, the head and the neck and throat. Can you observe without judgment, moment by moment, the arising of sensations in the head, neck, and throat. The sensations of the head, neck, throat, shoulders, and upper torso. Adding to that, the sensations of head, neck, shoulders, and entire torso. The head, neck, shoulders, torso, and upper limbs now, as one integrated whole. The head, neck, shoulders, torso, upper limbs, and add the pelvis. Allow the sensations of the pelvis to join all the sensations of the body in its entirety. And adding now the lower limbs. Notice and observe, without judgment, what sensations arise and percolate to the surface. What calls for attention? Notice when the mind begins to judge. When you observe yourself judging, come back to the sensations of the body. Be present. And notice what's arising now. And what's arising now. And now. Observe the body as one integrated whole, noticing the sensations that arise moment to moment. There's nothing you need to do. Simply hang out with sensation. In a moment you will hear me ring the bell 3 times. Before you come back into the room, check in. Notice. What's the residual effect of this mindful body scan? As you hear the bells calling you back into the world around you, on the first bell, allow your attention to shift to the surface beneath you. Feel yourself sitting or lying. On the second bell, imagine what it would be like to carry some of this mindful awareness to your next activities. And on the third bell, take a stretch. Open your eyes. Come back into the room, alert, awake, and ready. Thank you very much for listening. And as always, may you go gently, knowing your goodness.